Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
All right, everybody, and if you are going to be headed out to the game, we're looking good. A couple of isolated showers are going to be possible here as the flow around Imelda, becomes a little bit more prevalent here. But I want to show you where the system is right now, and then we'll talk about the current conditions as far as 65-mile-an-hour winds. Very huge expanse of this flow. You can already see cloud cover streaming in northwest to southeast. At times, these are like the fringes of Imelda. Those will contain a little bit of moisture, and you see there a few showers getting going. But the core of the system, the core of the rain, is well to our north and east, and that's where the strongest winds are, which right now, as I showed you there, the National Hurricane Center has them at essentially 60, 65 miles an hour, and that's a change, a little bit stronger. We expected the system to do that as it begins now to pull away from the United States. There's the center there, and there is the back edge of what is our tropical storm here. That is the closest we want a tropical storm, and with the least amount of impacts. All the impacts across South Florida, we talked about this last week, marine, right? In the water, on the water, otherwise you're looking good. That is Umberto. That's headed in the other direction as well. So we'll get rid of both of these systems. And in fact, our local weather will start losing the impacts from nearby Imelda, I think, by the time we get into tomorrow. But you see what I'm talking about here? These little bands that set up northwest to southeast. That's about as organized as one as I've seen so far for today, but we're not going to rule out a couple showers left over. But this is kind of the game here, right? So the dry air on the backside of Imelda is what's going to take over tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the driest day of the entire next 7 days, I have to tell you, because the moisture is going to make a comeback at us here, and we're going to start getting into pop-up showers and thunderstorms each afternoon. So again, the alerts are out for marine, and don't get in the water, and I think you'll be doing it just fine. So there's Imelda's moisture, there's the dry air. Watch what happens, though, as we put this in motion. We disappear the dry air, and then this little boundary sets up here where we have plenty of moisture, and with that, the thunderstorms are going to be fed that, and in turn, we're going to have some locally heavy downpours here. Rain chances going up. You'll see that on the Next Weather 7-day, and also on Next Weather Rain Tracker here as we put this in motion. Now, tomorrow, again, as I mentioned, relatively dry. I'm keeping rain chances at 20%. I think that is probably generous. Heading into Wednesday, that's going to be our transition into a lot more coverage. Showers and thunderstorms will begin to develop. We'll have the available moisture for that. And, I think Wednesday we're okay, but then beginning Thursday, we could have some locally heavy downpours, so we'll watch for that. When all is said and done this week, for the coastal areas, in fact, even well inland, we're looking at the potential for 1 to 3 inches. You can always get those isolated amounts of 2 to 4 inches. So we're back to our wet season. How ironic. You got a tropical storm to the east, making for dry conditions, and then it goes away, and then we get back to our storms. As coverage goes, about 40%, and then we'll keep that going as we head in through, the first weekend of October with high temperatures near 90.
Ivan, thanks a lot. And it's a good time to remind everybody about our CBS Miami Hurricane Guide. Our Next Weather team has compiled important information and checklists to ensure you're prepared all season long. Just scan the QR code right there for free to download it.